I know the NFL draft is, well, a ways away, but it's never too late to start looking at what your team might potentially need come that NFL draft, right? So that's exactly what we're going to do today in Minnesota. Well, we might be drafting a running back. Let's get right into it. Before we do, shout out to our partner, Green Gridiron. We got this mini helmet here. If you want one yourself, feel free to hit the link I have pinned in the comment section. Use promo code MINSIN at checkout for a small discount on your purchase. They have all NFL helmets, all college helmets. They have fully customizable helmets, like exact replicas that you could wear on a football field and play in a high school game, in a college game, you name it. Green Gridiron has all the things you need when it comes to helmets. So make sure to check out that link I have pinned in that comment section. And again, use promo code MINSYN, MINSYN at checkout. So what are the Minnesota Vikings going to be needing? Well, it's potentially going to have to be a running back because Aaron Jones is, well, close to maybe his way out. Maybe it's just a 1-year tenure with the Minnesota Vikings and he has to find a new home. But regardless, Minnesota has to find a number 2 running back or somebody to take the reins potentially in the future. But when it comes to the NFL draft, okay, no one tends to agree on anything, especially when it comes to the back end of the first round. You can take this to the bank, however. Any team that drafts a running back on day 1 will get ripped, ridiculed, and graded poorly in real time by any so-called expert with an internet connection. Okay, that's just how it goes, right? You take a running back or in the first round, people are generally pissed off and just are saying your organization is crap. Well, unless it's Saquon Barkley or something like that. But if it's a game changer, who cares? Okay, who cares what these media experts say? Recent history, okay, has shown a rapid decline in running back value when it comes to the draft. The top prospects now tend to fly off the board early on day 2, as if the hand slapping for taking a first round running back would be too much to bear. Now, for the second time in 3 years, no running backs were drafted in the first round in 2024. What's now becoming the norm had only happened 2 times in the previous 40 years prior to the 2022 draft. Okay, that's quite a stat, right? Now, the Minnesota Vikings have taken a Band-Aid approach to the position since their decision to release Dalvin Cook during the summer of 2023. Alexander Mattison rushed for 700 yards, although it felt like 20, as the lead back last season. And veteran Aaron Jones has been pretty spectacular this season. He's been doing all the right things. He looks a lot better than Alexander Mattison did just a year ago, when he's done it for this offense in a workhorse role so far in 2024. Now, running back will be a need for the Vikings entering 2025, and the team could approach the position in a variety of ways. Vinny Iyer of the Sporting News recently made a bold prediction. He said the Vikings select Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty with their first round pick this April. He's going to be a hot commodity regardless. A lot of teams are going to be chomping at the bit to get him, especially if you're the Dallas Cowboys, because they just made Rico Dowdle their starting running back. So that says a lot about that organization currently. But here's what Ayer's take on what could be viewed as a controversial move. He said the Vikings could use a more explosive workhorse type back with fading former Packer Aaron Jones only on a 1-year deal. Jeanty would be a good combination of luxury and necessity pick for them. I actually like that pick. I would love Ashton Jeanty in this Minnesota backfield. Okay, I think a lot of teams will love Jeanty in their backfield, especially what he's been able to do at Boise State this season. Heisman type of run, right? Now, a move like this would make for a fun discussion, as the Vikings are only projected to have 4 total draft picks in 2025. Okay, we have 1 first rounder, 2 fifths, and a 3rd round compensatory selection. So if Minnesota was serious about taking running back earlier than the 5th round, why not trade back, pick up an extra selection, and draft a running back on day 2? But the Vikings have much bigger needs. Adding an offensive guard on the right side should be a priority, and their slew of expiring contracts at both corner and defensive tackle could fuel their decision in this spot. Although we have upwards of over $70 million in cap space heading into the offseason. So that'll actually help out being able to maybe sign a veteran left guard or, these D tackles and stuff like that. But Jeanty is an exciting player, and as a junior who's just 20 years old, he could be attractive towards the end of the first round. Minnesota will likely take the more modern approach of selecting a running back in the middle rounds, though, and look to add force in the trenches on day 1, a la a defensive tackle, right? But I don't think anybody um, in Minnesota Vikings Nation would be upset if Minnesota decided, hey, Ashton Jeanty's on the board. Let's go take him before somebody else takes him. Now, there's a good chance he goes off the board before the Minnesota Vikings have their selection in the first round, but you never know. Okay, the draft is filled with surprises, and Jeanty could certainly be one landing with the Minnesota Vikings. You guys let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section down below. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want one of these backlit LED Minnesota Vikings logos, feel free to hit the link I have pinned in, or actually in the description, and use promo code VS30 for $30 off your purchase. Have a great rest of your night, folks, and Skol Vikes.